Questions revolving real estate are usually met with ambiguous answers.
So these are some of the top questions that people are asking Google. My answer generally would be a bit longer than what Google will give you, though.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we got some questions here today. Hopefully we can give you some nice concrete answers. Before we get into it, if you could head down below and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, stay up to date with all of our content, and leave me a comment down there if you have any questions that didn't get answered, or if you have more questions because of the answers that we gave. Let's get into it. Yeah, Michael, so less lengthy answers.
Okay.
Does real estate pay well?
If you sell houses, yes. If not, no.
Perfect.
No.
That's a very concise and non-ambiguous answer. That's
Okay.
perfect.
You have to work at it.
Yes. Does real estate go down in recessions? Everything does.
Yeah.
Well, it's a recession.
It's an interesting comment because right now we're in a situation where, which we haven't really seen before, where first-time home buyers are a little bit busier activity-wise, so that price is inflated a little bit, whereas the second home market is still a little bit softer. So in most cases, the answer to that question would be yes, prices do come down in recessions, but being we've got a bit of an uptick with buyers, first-time home buyers more so, we're seeing a little bit of a price increase in that first-time home buyer's home, but the next step up has not seen that same price increase. So there is a bit of an opportunity for someone looking to sell and move up to that next house, because you may get a touch more for your house and not have to pay as much for that second one.
Does real estate license expire?
Yes. Generally, we've got about 2 years each time, and we have to do continuing education courses. And the one thing that's interesting that just came up, we now have to do a police check.
We have FinTrack forms, which is like for financial tracking and crime and that sort of thing.
And nobody signs
that we are responsible to like provide, and we are like a trusted source of, is this person a criminal or not? But they weren't doing background checks, so it's like you could have a criminal of a realtor being like, yeah, this guy checks out, he's fine.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Nope. Will real estate always be a good investment? If you're looking long-term, over the years, it has been one of the greatest investments. And as of the date of this video, it is still tax-free, capital gains exempt. So it's free money. The cool thing is as you pay down your mortgage, so let's say you have $200,000 worth of equity, as you pay down your mortgage, it's getting lower and your value is going higher. So potentially in 4 or 5 years, you've made $200,000 as an example.
Yeah.
So that's why long-term, it's a great investment.
So long as the population of the world is increasing and not decreasing, you're always going to need more and more homes. So owning one of said homes when space is limited is always going to be a good thing. Your tangents are like adjacent to the question, but never actually on the question.
Yeah, but it's interesting shit.
Is it?
Yeah. Does real estate always go up?
Year over year, no. Over the grand scheme of things, yes. Perfect example would have been back during the pandemic. We had a massive boom here in Barrie where prices went up, and naturally what goes up must come down. And so we came right back down to still a little higher than where we were originally before the pandemic, and we've kind of like leveled out since then. But the grand, graph of real estate prices is slowly heading up and to the right, pretty consistently. Will real estate agents be replaced by AI?
Well, actually, we are AI. So yes.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
No.
You still need that personal relationship with the people. Over in Europe, they tried to cut out real estate agents. Lawyers were doing it. And it just doesn't work because someone still has to physically walk through the houses. You certainly aren't going to be going through houses and have the seller show it to you. That's just asking for conflict.
Yeah, because of the nature of the job and the fact that you are going out and looking at places, I don't think that it could ever, unless, Boston Dynamics starts making more than just spot and like an actual full human robot kind of thing.
There's lots of avenues for AI in real estate,
Yeah.
for sure.
Will real estate prices drop in Ontario?
Long term, no. Have they? Yes. It depends on when you buy and what like as Jacob said earlier, when you go into, like when we were in the pandemic, prices went crazy. It's that fear of missing out. Everybody and their brother felt they needed to own a home, and interest rates were crazy. So will prices drop in Ontario in the long term? No. But there are people that have less equity in their house now than they did when they bought it.
Yeah, I think if the question is brought up because of like, oh, do I hold off to wait for these real estate prices to drop before buying? I don't think you can think like that. I think you have to move forward with the thought of, if you are prepared to purchase a house at the current market price and they happen to shift lower when you go to purchase, congratulations, you got lucky, but I think it's impossible to plan for it specifically. I realized at the start that I had mentioned that we are going to give you concise answers to all of your real estate questions. Unfortunately, there's a problem with the questions you're asking, and that is that they don't have concise answers.
But the long-term investment in real estate is still very, very solid.
Yes.
Really what we're here for is a sounding board for you guys and to give you our expertise and what we've been involved in the past and what we see happening from the past and also in the future.
Yeah. Best option for real estate a lot of the times is to talk to someone who's in the business.